I was contacted by the MW Polar Company, and they asked me if I would like to take a look at some of their products. And while they don't deal in MREs or rations, they do have some stuff that's kind of in line with the sort of stuff that I generally take a look at. MW Polar is a commercial company, and I believe most of this stuff goes to stores. You can probably find this in a lot of grocery stores or specialty stores. But as it turns out, you can also buy this stuff direct from the company through Amazon. If you go to their website, you can find their online store at Amazon and buy pretty much all their products. And as far as foods, they have quite a few different categories. They have seafood, fruits, vegetables, Asian, syrups, snacks, fruit preserves, pie filling, and ice cream toppings. And they also have cleaning supplies and sort of like kitchen supply kind of stuff. So obviously a lot of that stuff doesn't really fall into the stuff that I usually take a look at. But I did go ahead and take a look at their products, and I found quite a few things that are kind of along the lines of stuff that people might be interested in for homemade MREs, or possibly for stockpile situations. And of course, in those kind of situations, you want food that's going to last for a while. So I looked at the stuff that basically it's kind of things that would be shelf stable for at least a year, if not longer. And one interesting thing is that they actually sent me this stuff about 6 months ago. So this stuff has already been stable on a shelf for about half of a year. And it's all still good. I mean, it doesn't really surprise me that the canned stuff is good, but even these plastic cups here are also still within date. I guess so let's go ahead and take a look at this stuff. Basically what I think their main focus is basically canned fish products, which is, it's a pretty common thing. You can obviously find this in your grocery store from whatever company. But since they did reach out, I did want to make people aware of this company. And probably the most common thing would be the tuna. They have these standard size cans of chunk light tuna and solid white tuna. And they also have them in larger cans. They might even have larger cans than this too. But this is obviously good if you're doing like a stockpile kind of thing. You might want to have larger cans of some certain things at least. And I did notice on the Amazon page that you can buy these basically in bulk in very large numbers. So that's kind of boring. It's cans of tuna, nothing too exciting. And then we have sardines and Kipper snacks. These are also pretty common to find. Interestingly enough, they have quite a few options for sardines. These are bristling sardines smoked in olive oil. And they also have them in this jar here, which is kind of neat because you can actually see the product. It still has a nice long life too. And what I think is really cool is this can, which just looks like a can, but it has a plastic top so you can actually see the sardines swimming around in the olive oil inside of there. Wild caught, wood smoked, and hand packed. So that pretty much covers most of what I got from them. Like I said, if you're looking to make homemade MREs, there isn't a ton of stuff, but there's a lot of good stuff here for stockpiling. And this I thought was really interesting, these little cups of fruit. You can find the fruit cups at any grocery store, but I like these because they're a little bit bigger, and they actually have a pretty nice long shelf life too. As I said, I got these about 6 months ago, and the best by date on these is July 1st, 2018, or on this one at least. They're going to vary, I think, but it's June 18th, 2018. So that means this probably, when it was new, had about a 2-year shelf life, which isn't bad at all for a homemade MRE. This isn't something you'd be stockpiling in your huge stockpile for like 10 years or something like that, where you'd have freeze-dried food. But it is a nice option. And in addition to being a larger cup than those little ones you find in the stores, it's also kind of neat that it has its own foldable spore cup here. That's a neat touch. And I should also mention too that this is the kind of thing that I'm referring to that I usually see in the grocery stores, these little ones. This one right here is a Best Buy October 14th, 2016. So these things don't really have much of a shelf life. And this doesn't really seem like all that much difference in packaging, but for whatever reason, these have a much longer shelf life, which is obviously a good thing for the kind of uses that we're talking about. I don't want to spend a heck of a lot of time on this, so why don't we go ahead and start opening some of these cans and taste the stuff. Alright, and I think what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of take an overview of all the stuff, and then we'll actually try this, but since we have multiples of some of these things, we won't open everything. I mean, we have 4 cans of tuna. We'll open up one of the solid white and one of the chunk light and try them out. Try out some of the sardines and the Kipper snacks and a couple of these fruits. I did want to show you what all the fruits are that they have. They have sliced pears. We'll also take a look at the Best Buy dates on these. I already kind of started looking at those, but the pears have a Best Buy of July 14th, 2018. There's sliced peaches, and these have a Best Buy of June 18th, 2018. Pineapple tidbits, July 1st, 2018. Sliced mixed fruits fruit salad. So you get the cherries in there. July 6, 2018. And mandarin oranges. We had the Best Buy of May 7th, 2018. The tuna, we have Best Buy dates on these. On the small can of solid white albacore, we have Best Buy of April 2nd, 2019. Not sure if you can see that with the writing there. And the chunk light, small can, best used by September 25th, 2018. The larger cans, for the chunk light we have May 18th, 2018. And the solid, November 13th, 2018. So far everything's been 2018 except for the one 2019. How about the jar? There's a lot of stuff in jars too. Let's see what the date is on this if I can find it. Looks like it's Best Buy date December 3rd, 2019. Not too appetizing looking on the bottom, but looks like sardines. And this clear one, I would think that this would have a shorter shelf life than a regular can with the full metal top. And this is in the same vicinity though. It's like December 4th, 2018. These seem to be using the American month, day, and year instead of the European and a lot of international ones that are day, month, and year. This could be either way, but because of some of them that have a day higher than 12, I'm assuming they're all going by the same thing. We have the Kipper snacks, which is best used by December 31st, 2018. And the sardines, I think this is the last thing we have. June 4th, 2019. And why don't we start with the least exciting thing? We'll take a quick look at the tuna. And here they are. These are both packed in water. I don't know what other people think, but I tend to like the solid more than the chunk. It's just, I don't know, it's personal preference. I don't know if it makes much of a difference. They look a little bit different. But let me just get rid of some of this water and then we'll try it on some crackers. And there we go. Kind of figure tuna is tuna. There's not really too much to say about it. I mean, I think everyone's seen canned tuna before. But since we're looking at the stuff, might as well actually taste it. Kind of do a little review kind of a thing. So in the interest of doing that, let's just do that. There's the solid stuff here. It's pretty flaky. Looks good. Tastes just like tuna. Tastes like a chicken of the sea or any of the other brands you used to seeing. Trying on a cracker. Yeah, I don't know if I'm in the business of recommending tuna fish, but if anybody is curious, I think that this is just fine. Let's try the chunk light. It tastes fine too. I'm just using standard Ritz crackers, if anyone's curious. And that tastes fine too. No surprises there. It's cans of tuna. Let's get to something a little bit more interesting. Next is MW Polar's sardines, and we have it in 3 different forms. The standard can, the pull ring, the neat little can with the plastic top, which also does have, it's not a pull ring, but it does have a pull thing right here, and the jar. I think what we're going to do is, since they're all supposedly the same thing, bristling sardines smoked in olive oil, we'll skip this can, just because we know what to expect from that, and we'll open up the more interesting ones. Let's try this one first. Had a nice seal on it. Let's see how these babies smell. Ooh, wow. Even though it says smoked on it, I wasn't exactly expecting that smokiness in the smell. But if you're looking for a strong smoky flavor, I think this one will work for you. You can see the oil on there. And I'm going to try not to let this drip all over the place. And here we have a sardine. It tastes like a sardine. It's really good. The smoky flavor. I don't know if I've really had smoked sardines before. It's sort of hard for me to judge just because I'm used to just the plain ones. Yeah, that's really good. I like these. Obviously, I do like sardines in general. Yeah, that's a good one. Just a big dead fish. This one has the tail cut off. Some of them seem to have the tails. The heads are obviously all gone. Those are really tasty though. It's weird. It smells like, it kind of tastes like when you've been camping and after you had a campfire and the next day you wake up and when you go home you realize just how smoky you smell. You don't realize until you have to take a shower and all your clothes have that really smoky smell to it. That's exactly what this smells and tastes like. It's a very authentic smelling smoke flavor. And this one I have to try this just because I'm really curious about opening this this thing up. It seems to be quite full of the oil though, so I'm going to be a little bit careful here. I have seen these in some of the specialty international stores. I've never actually bought any though before. So once that covers off, then it's basically just a can of sardines. But I'm kind of curious to see if this different packaging makes for any difference in the taste. Oh, you know, these look really small, but once you pull them out, they're actually good sized. Good looking sardine. You know, I'm glad I tried the different one because these are actually quite different. There is a smokiness to them. I would say that this was just fine as far as smokiness, except the that one in the jar was really strong. This one not so much. It's a little bit more subtle. Yeah, now I'm thinking I should try out the stuff in the other can, but I think this will be good enough for overview. It is tasty, but I guess now, because of the difference, I guess I do have to go ahead and check out the standard can. Oops. Got a loose label there. No, these look different. Let's see how they taste. No, again, slightly different level of smokiness. I would say that if you're looking for smoky sardines, go for the ones in the jar. If these are indicative of the flavor that you're going to get in these, the one in the jar definitely had the strongest smokiness to it. I don't know, maybe it has something to do with the properties of the glass. Or they're just packaged a little bit differently. This one just happened to have more smoke flavor to it, but they're all good. They're all sardines. If you like sardines, I don't think you can really go wrong with these. And the last of our fish is going to be the Kipper snacks. These are naturally smoked boneless fillets of herring. I made a mistake of having the camera off while I opened the can, so this one's already open, but here's what they look like. And these also have a smoky scent to them. I wouldn't mind trying some of their other flavors, like if they have like a plain version instead of all these smoked ones, just because, you know, smoked is smoked, but I wouldn't mind seeing how they are on their own too. So the other side of that. Let's try a little herring. Not quite as delicate as the sardines. Definitely different flavor. I have to admit I haven't really had a lot of Kipper snacks before, so I'm not exactly sure how to judge them, but it tastes good. If anything, maybe a little bit less fishy, considering it's fish, than the sardines. But that's just fine too. Another canned fish product from M&W Polar. And now we'll try a couple of their fruit selections for dessert and to cleanse the palate a bit. Just kind of at random, and because these are one of my favorites, I'm going to go with the mixed fruit That's one standard type, and the rest of these are all one fruit, so I'm going to go with the pears, which we do have oranges, peaches, and pineapples too. But let's just try these out. I'm going to see how this little spork works. It's just sitting in the little cover there. Could be a good little thing to have in your emergency kit. Like one of those little Altoids canned survival kits. It just snaps right in there. That's kind of neat. As I said, I got these. They're still good until well into 2018. I'm filming this in February 2017. It's funny, it looks like it's peaches. All the peaches are up at the top. Get some of this juice out of here. It's very familiar mixed fruit kind of syrup. And as I said, in addition to still having a lot of shelf life left on them, I've actually had these for about 6 months. It's actually a good way to try out all these things, because here's the peach. And these seem to be whole slices instead of just little chunks. And there's a pear. It's pretty firm. And let's actually get some crunch to it. What else is in here? These are just peaches, pears, pineapples, and cherries. Water and sugar. So let's see if I can find some pineapple. There's a little bit of a cherry. And then it looks like I think I see some pineapple down at the bottom. Yeah, here it is. I think this might be the only pineapple in here. It's mostly peaches and pears. I mean, it's standard chunk type of pineapple. Yeah, they're all good though. And the syrup is nice. It's not overly sweet, just sugar and water apparently. Almost doesn't really seem necessary to try the pears now. But I guess this is all intermingled in here, so we'll try the pears just as pears. Get rid of a little bit of this juice too. That's good. It's definitely different. Obviously this is just pears, so it's a very pear kind of a taste. Once again, they're really firm actually. We can't. There it goes. I'm used to the ones that I get in the grocery store for the kids being really kind of soft. I'm not even sure what to say is better, but this does seem more like a real pear. Those soft ones tend to be kind of mushy, but these are very firm. This is like biting into a nice pear that's not overly ripe. These are good. So yeah, there certainly wasn't anything groundbreaking here, but it certainly seems to be a good product. If you're looking for stuff for your stockpile, looking for stuff for homemade MREs, or just looking for this kind of stuff in cans and jars and plastic cups, check out MW Polar. And you can always get this stuff through the store on Amazon. Buy it direct from them. Thank you, MW Polar, for sending this stuff for me to check out, and thank you for watching.